So would you say that the Ayurvedic practice, it has a lot to do with or has anything to do with manifestation, so to speak, allowing people to manifest health, like create it, like the expectation that we were just talking about? You you see what you expect to see. You change that focus, create your own placebo, or is it more just like from healthy stuff like medicine?
Hmm.
Or you're not that far in the course?
I think Ayurveda is definitely empowering people, right?
Mm.
Because even more than traditional Chinese medicine, it's really about making food your medicine. Uh,
Uh-huh.
I do think that the Ayurvedic practitioners and doctors might it'd be a little offensive even to say that it's about just getting yourself to believe. Although that's kind of what I believe, right? I believe that making changes, doing things like the 40-day sadhana that I did, like I think the biggest impact and changes that occur in our bodies is that we see in the world is when we are able to align ourselves with the beliefs that are going to make that reality true.
Yeah.
But I think from what they're teaching us, like, herbs, they're having us memorize how these certain herbs have all these certain qualities.
Mm-hmm.
And like no amount of like magical thinking is going to change the quality of those herbs.
So
um,
that's what they say. Is that what you're saying, or is that what part of the message?
well, I'm just imagining because nobody has asked in the classes that I've taken if this is just magical thinking,
Mm.
right? So I'm kind of assuming or coming up with a educated guess on
Mm.
my experience for the past, what is it, since September, since August or
Mm-hmm.
September, the past several months, 3/4 of a year. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't think that they're trying to say, I don't think any of the professors would say that this is just to convince our minds of something. I think they would say that like in the pathogenesis class too, like it doesn't the path that uh, diseases manifest, it's not caused by pathogens, but a pathogen is a necessary ingredient of your of the manifestation of illness, just as much as genetic or not genetic, but your your childhood history, your constitution, the existing imbalances in your body, um, God given from past life, whatever it is, like it's not they're not saying that your mind just made it up, right? Even the diseases. And so I would bet that they wouldn't say that.
Mm. Just curious.
Yeah.
Just curious what the Ayurvedic would think.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, shifting gears here from our Ayurvedic practitioner in the training to A Course in Miracles. We're still going through the Song of Prayer, and we are on chapter 3, part 3, praying for others. Thank God. Um, would you care to read for us, too?
Sure.
Our
Unless
designated
Brian wants
reader.
to read this time. You're like, I'm hogging the reading space.
No, I like
Ooh,
listening. I like listening to Sue
you're a
read.
reading
It's very,
hog.
it's very soothing to hear
Oh.
Sue read.
To the
Yeah,
that's a good
yes,
one.
it is.
All right. Praying for others. We said that prayer is always for yourself, and this is so. Why then should you pray for others at all? And if you should, how should you do it? Prayer for others, if rightly understood, becomes a means for lifting your projections of guilt from your brother and enabling you to recognize it is not he who is hurting you. The poisonous thought that he is your enemy, your evil counterpart, your nemesis, must be relinquished before you can be saved from guilt. For this, the means is prayer, of rising power and with ascending goals until it reaches even up to God.
Great. It's
The
oh, sorry. I think that it's interesting how when you think you're praying for others, it's still in the same camp of like scarcity. Kind of like if I give away my gold bar, I'm gonna have less gold bar. I'm gonna lose what I have, my stuff. And if I give away my prayer, this jackass is gonna get it and I'm gonna lose it. I'm gonna lose something good. And you're a bad guy. And I'm a good guy, so I'm not gonna give you something good. You know, that kind of mentality. And so we're like, I can't pray for my enemy. But it's just an interesting switch that the reason they are an enemy or that I have a problem at all with them is just because of
Good morning, guys.
Denise, hey. Good
is
morning. Happy
just
Friday.
because I'm creating, you know, like the whole conversation we had earlier about placebo. I'm creating the experience of enemy as opposed to creating the experience of friend. I remember I heard the story about this guy. It was the guru of a town. He was like the spiritual leader of a town, and he making coffee. By the way, it's not I'm not peeing in the corner. In case you hear that. So I'm creating an experience, a friend or enemy. So this guru, everybody loved the guru except for this one a-hole in town. He was the bad guy in town, and the bad guy was everybody's bad guy, everybody's enemy. He was so just rude, and even the guru in town, the bad guy would treat him bad, and he had like some kind of the guru had some kind of temple, church, something or other, where everybody would come, and they would come for advice and then come for healing, and they'd come for wherever, right? He was everybody's friend and everybody's resource for good things in life, except for the a-hole. The a-hole would come and be like, heckle him when he would be teaching and tell everybody he's a fraud. It's like, this guy's a fraud. It's just kind of like be like the worst bad guy you could ever imagine. Anyway, so one day the bad guy dies and the whole town is like, yes, the bad guy's dead. Oh my gosh, I'm so glad. The guy was horrible. We're so glad he's dead. Everybody but the guru. The guru was so sad and he was crying, and he actually had a memorial service for him. And in his memorial service, he said, "My best friend died today. I'm just so sad." Then they're like, "What are you talking about? Your best friend? That guy, he was horrible. He frustrated everybody. He was just a constant source of torment." And the guru said, "Yes, he was the only one that was helping me discover my judgments that remained. He was the best teacher I could have ever had. I loved him so much, and I'm so sad he's gone. There's no one else that could bring out those remnants like he could." and so what's your perspective? You could literally have the worst person ever be your enemy, or your worst person ever be your best friend. I mean, I definitely have those people right now that I'm thinking, oh my gosh, you are my enemy. I'm not going to pray for you. Please die. But it could be the other way around. Could it be that I'm creating this whole experience? It's all from me. It's all through me. and this world in front of me is 100% projection. That would be wild. Sickness or wellness. Like, talk about a that's the crazies, the crazy A Course in Miracles people. When people are sick, they'll go to you and be like, it's just a projection, you're not really sick. Which ultimately sure is true, but the physical reality does really feel like I'm sick.
That comment will get you to be everybody's best friend too.
Oh yeah, people I'm sure love that.
I just love it.
You got cancer, it's like, it's just a projection, it's not real.
Yeah, I don't recommend it. I mean, unless you're a guru already. If you already have that status, you can get away with so much stuff.
That's true. Only Denise can say it. Or if you don't mind people thinking you're just a grumpy old man.
Yeah.
Which is my current moniker.
I think I'm working on that status myself.
GOM. Yeah. Okay. That's all I got.
Verse 2.
Okay.
Oh.
Verse 2.
The earlier forms of prayer at the bottom of the ladder will not be free from envy and malice. They call for vengeance, not for love. Nor do they come from one who understands that they are cause for death, made out of fear by those who cherish guilt. They call upon a vengeful God, and it is he who seems to answer them. Hell cannot be asked for another, and then escaped by him who asks for it. Only those who are in hell can ask for hell. Those who have been forgiven and who accepted their forgiveness could never make a prayer like that.
Dang. A couple crazy things there. One, we cherish our guilt, which is an interesting thing to think about, because supposedly, according to this material, the whole world is a projection from guilt, which is our original experience when we pursue separation from God, being a separate special self. And if that's true, so if we're projecting out from oneness so that we can be a separate special self, and it creates this experience of guilt because we have killed oneness. In essence, we killed oneness. Now there's supposedly two-ness, me over here, God over there, and all the other separations. And so that guilt we cherish because we cherish this specialness. I cherish being me. Annihilation is the worst possible thing. Even worse than torture would be annihilation. Well, what is annihilation? Well, it's the end of my special separate self. That's why, like, the Borg in Star Trek are bad guys, but the Borg, those guys are happy as can be. They all share one identity. There's no drama. There's no one that suffers any loss. They're all just one. All you have to do is give up your special identity. Oh my God, terror among terrors. They set up as a big bad guy in Star Trek. Well, that's what we're doing here. That's exactly what we're doing, and we keep on projecting out and projecting out. And then if I have to wish hell on you, I have to have that state of being of wishing hell come through me to give to you, and I have to have it to give it to you. And that's why when I free my brother, I wish and forgive my brother, I brought salvation to him and myself, because it's all coming through this experience. And what do you think?
Yeah. So I'm thinking about, the church, Christian church, like, I've saved this amount of people. How many people have you saved? It's like a competition. You're going out there,
Yeah.
it builds that ego, right? You're just building that ego. It's another
Yeah.
way to work those stories into the whole fabric of things.
That's right.
And defeating the purpose, really, right?
Well, yeah. And what is saved? That saved from hell so you can be what? So that you can be made different than you are, but still a separate self, so that you can be accepted even though you are different and fit into my club. I mean, it's like it's a real interesting concept of heaven and hell when you look at it through a religious lens, because religion generally through history is just, this is the ways that we have determined that you can get to God. All the religions, if you're a religion, these are the ways that you need to change your behavior, change your thinking, and then you'll be able to get to God eventually. Not in this life, of course, but eventually get
when
to
we
God.
tell you that you're ready,
Or maybe in this life,
which will be never.
Yeah, which will be never. And you'll always be in the multi-level marketing plan, one level below me. So I hope you do better so that my level can move up.
Exactly. I like multi-level marketing. I love the way I put that. Exactly. You're gonna always be in my triangle
You'll
at the
be in my
bottom.
triangle. That's right. And if you get other people in our triangle, we'll all do better. So,
That's right.
It's fine. I like multi-level marketing. But ultimately, if I'm mad at multi-level marketing, if I'm mad at you for being multi-level marketing, I experience it first. I experience that anger. When someone calls me, this is what happens all the time. I'm making phone calls to market to try to get loans, and someone calls me and markets to me, and I get mad at them. Don't, bam, oh. That's the same with life. I'm literally doing the thing that upsets me, because it's the energy of being upset that I'm doing to myself. So even if it's a different activity, it's tricking myself, because I'm doing the thing that I'm upset, that is bothering me. I have to be. It has to be through me. There's nothing else. There's nowhere else that it could be through for it to be my experience. So every time I give anything to others, every time I'm experiencing others, I'm doing it to myself. So why wouldn't I experience love all the time? It would.
Well, why wouldn't you?
That's a great question.
That's a great question.
Why wouldn't I?
Because that's the experience we're actually having with others too. When we love them or we feel loved, we feel love because we are loving, and the love is coming through us to them. But then
Yeah.
we assign the love to them, but it's not them. So we can feel love and compassion and kindness and all the yummy things. We can have that experience because it comes through us, not because that these people are in our lives.
Because you complete me.
That's right.
That's the problem with a romantic notion, right? You've assigned an outside source that determines your love.
Yeah. But you were the love all along.
Thanks, sweetie.
You're welcome.
So I feel it here, but then when I turn off the computer, then it's like it's different in the real world, right? It's like,
bunch of assholes out there.
it's like they're all
Sure.
defeating my purpose.
Yeah, it sure feels like nails grating on the chalkboard is done at me or done to me by this person who is being obnoxious.
Yes.
Being an obnoxious know-it-all. Like
the worst.
Have you guys heard the analogy of a person standing in front of a mirror smoking a cigarette and telling the person in the mirror they should quit smoking? You really should quit. So you should put down that cigarette. Smoking's bad for you. Why are you smoking? But until you put down the cigarette, the reflection won't stop reflecting smoking back to you.
Mm-hmm.
what do you think though about so is there like an analogy where there's some rule that you are living by, right? Like you are regulating yourself so that you are not doing the thing, and then you see somebody else doing the thing that you don't allow yourself to do, and then it's just
Yeah, well, that's basic projection, right? We're always projecting our experience onto others.
Like, you're not allowed to do that.
Yeah.
You're not allowed to have an emotional meltdown and be offended and yell about what a racist comment was said and how offended you are when you are still angry, and make the 56 other people in the class uncomfortable and derail the topic and the discussions that were going on just because you couldn't handle your feelings.
That sounds like
How
stupid
dare
face
you?
girl. I'm sensing some specificity in that example.
Yeah. Sue, have you taken the Enneagram test yet?
No, I mean, I've taken it twice, like before in my life, but the result kept, at least twice, maybe 3 times, and I feel like the result kept changing on that one. But when I took the Myers-Briggs personality test, that one was consistent. So I dove deep into that one. But yeah, I never really dove into the Enneagram because, again, like, I felt like the result kept changing.
So I would encourage you to do some research on the type 1. You have a lot of language around the 1. And so what it'll do is, if you resonate with it, is you'll see, oh, that's the pattern of the ego that is really limiting your experience, and why you struggle so much with justice and right and wrong.
Wait, but you told me that I should look into the 8.
I thought you were an 8, but you're not. No,
Yeah.
you have.
Dang it!
You're more of the reformer. Yeah.
We thought we figured you out. Shoot.
Yeah.
I'm just so complicated.
It's still, you are, darling. You're still in the anger triad. It's still that triad, but it's a different expression of it. And so anyway, just look into it and see what you find.
In the end, you gotta figure it out yourself. Well, or resonate with it.
Yeah. And it might be that it has to be through the reference of when you were, how old are you now?
I'm 38, almost 40.
Okay. Well, in like maybe around in your 20s to 30s, because most of us, by the time we hit 30, we do start growing out of these things. We do start seeing that the ego patterns don't really, that they are limiting us. We don't label them that, but we want to make changes. So often by the time you get to 40, you've made some changes. So when you take the test, if you're taking it from where you are now, you may not see the consistencies.
Yeah, and I think the most recent time when I took it, it was when I was really brainwashing myself into, I think I'm pretty sure I have listened to every single Wayne Dyer audiobook out there. I have his 9 principles of manifestation, like printed out, and yeah, that was like when I was doing a lot of making a lot of changes, like you were saying. I'm pretty sure I got like I know I got 4 and 3 at some point, and then I think I got either 6 or 8, and like I said, it was just all over the place. I was like, this shit don't work. Like,
funny.
But I'll check.
Okay.
Thank you.
We all have all of them too, by the way.
We do.
But there's going to be dominant ones that are your go-to temperament. That is what you originally relied on to deal with the darkness, with the guilt. And so that's going to be like this substratum of rackets that you have. And it's helpful. It's just a helpful framing for you to be like, oh, look at that. My temperament is doing its racket. and it alleviates the heaviness of it. Like, oh, look at Jevon's doing his Jevon thing. That's cute. As opposed to I am the anger, which is a very different experience.
You got the Eckhart Tolle versus the Wayne Dyer.
That's right.
Side of things there.
And have you typed? Do you know what your type is in the Enneagram?
Brian.
Me?
Yeah.
No, I don't. I really haven't followed that. No, so.
Okay.
Mm-mm. But I feel like I'm all over the place a lot of times. So
Brian does not adhere to one type. You
I'm
can't make
like,
him be in a
I'm
temperament.
I'm a shapeshifter. I adapt to my situation. What do I need to be right now?
Do not
Who do I
refer
need
to
to
him
be?
directly. When you wanted to address Brian, you're gonna have to talk to me first, and then I will set a schedule and get you in.
Make sure I get the approval appointment going on there.
That's right. Yeah, it's helpful. It's helpful in general, but in the end, it's all just magic, right? Because you say Eckhart Tolle versus Wayne Dyer. I love Wayne Dyer, and I love Eckhart Tolle. But like the 3 levels of how you could use the course. The first one would be more magic, help me get what I want. And there's a lot of tools that I've used actually that are helpful in helping me shift and feel like I'm getting what I want, at least. Whether it's working or not, I don't know, but it feels like it. But then there's the personality development side of how do I make my personality more like the fruits of the spirit, right? This personality engaging in peace, patience, kindness, hope, love, whatever they all are. How do I can I use the principles to engage and smooth out or make the personality engage like that? I think it works as well, if that's my intention. And ultimately, though, there's a 3rd level, which is I think it is the ultimate purpose, which is to realize that you're none of it. None of my accomplishments. My accomplishments actually aren't going to work in making me happy and peaceful and content. And that also, I'm not even the person that is trying to get the accomplishments. Like, that's not ultimately me either. In fact, that personality is more of one of the accomplishments than it is me. It's like one of those things that I'm like playing with, so to speak. The ultimate me is playing with this Jevon experience. And if that's the case, well, who am I? Well, that is the really big question. Who am I?
I feel like I'm going to get that when I'm 40.
Oh, yeah.
So I keep telling people, oh, yeah, I'm 40, pretty much, basically. Like, I almost got it.
When's your birthday?
April 3rd.
Oh, okay. So you
Mhm.
just turned 39. You're in your last year.
It just turned 38, yeah.
Oh, 38. Oh, 38.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's so funny that you're stoked with
I've
40.
got 2 more
Love
years.
it.
But
I've really enjoyed 50 so far. It's been very
that's what I
dramatic.
hear. 50 is like where you really like don't give a shit. Like you just you're like really in yourself and you just
It's been the most traumatic year I've had for a while, but it's good for spiritual growth.
Well, that's what you wanted.
That's exactly what I wanted.
Careful what you ask for.
Oh, damn it. All right. Verse
3. At these levels, then, the learning goal must be recognized that prayer will bring an answer only in the form in which the prayer was made. This is enough. From here, it will be an easy step to the next levels. The next descent begins with this. What I have asked for my brother is not what I would have. Thus have I made of him my enemy.
Interesting. What I
Verse
have
7.
asked for. Sure.
It is apparent that this step cannot be reached by anyone who sees no value or advantage to himself in setting others free. This may be long delayed because it may seem to be dangerous instead of merciful. To the guilty, there seems indeed to be a real advantage to having enemies, and this imagined gain must go if enemies are to be set free.
What I've asked for my brother is not what I would have. That's the belief that makes an enemy. And if you think that it's going to be valuable for someone else to get what you don't want, that is the initial mistake. To think that that's even possible.
What if, though, it's more like what I was saying earlier, is like that person is doing the thing that I don't do because I don't want the consequences of that. And so that person is doing what I don't allow myself to do. And so that person should get the consequences of that, because in a way I want the consequences for myself. And that's why I don't do the thing. And so if they are doing the thing, then they should get the consequences.
I think there's a confusion between our energetic states, which is our constant prayer, these states of being that we are in, and this creation of experience, which is constant prayer, and the things that are happening in our perspective. And the perspective outside of us is made completely of judgment, which is what this means. There's a bunch of stuff happening that get our stimulus, so we think, and that stimulus, we create these judgments. And so when I see somebody, for example, embarrassing themselves, and it hurts me, which is the real experience. I hate watching people embarrass themselves. I'm like, oh, I can't watch it. It's too painful. What's happening? Well, I am very concerned with my image. This is a normal 3 temperament for the Enneagram. And so it's painful for me to see other people do what I consider embarrassing themselves, and may not mean anything to them. Often it doesn't, because there they are doing it, right? But I'm looking at them and I'm like, oh my gosh, it's so painful. So I didn't do the thing, but I experienced the thing. So which one's real? The thing that's being done has no meaning. It has no real ultimate reality, except when it's in my experience. And that meaning of you're being embarrassed is only here. It's only happening in my experience. And so with same thing with enemy. You're an enemy. Well, the only way that they can be your enemy is for you to have judged it and created it in your experience. They could just as well be your friend, like the guru that was so sad that the a-hole died, because he was the only person that can help him bring up his internal judgments that he's been harboring. What do you think?
Everything is neutral. So if you sit with that, like really sit with that, every single thing that happens is neutral. There is no inherent meaning on anything. The only meaning that things have, like that's a bad thing to do, is the meaning you place on it. But the event is actually neutral. It could mean a whole lot of things. My brother and I grew up in the exact same home with the exact same parent, having the exact same experiences, and he has a very different perspective. You would never know we were siblings based on, if he were to tell his story over here, we're being interrogated, he's telling his story and I'm telling mine, no one would know we were related, because the events were neutral. Even my mother was neutral. It was how we each interpreted what was happening in our home.
It's like Adam and Eve before they ate the apples, didn't know they were naked till they ate the apple. And all of a sudden now they're interpreting all these different things and
Right.
really realizing that, oh, this is this way, that's that way. But before all that, none of that existed.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that tree of the knowledge of good and evil is judgment. It's the tree of judgment that we decided we'll be the judge. And now we'll judge all these things. And then we're the ones that go to hell, because we put ourselves there by our judgments instead of watching. So one of the things you can do is I tell my students, get out your popcorn and watch the movie. Watch the movie of all the other people and what's happening and be curious about it. Like, wow, that's fascinating that they've made these choices. I wonder what they're here to learn. I wonder what that's about for them.
That rascally movie that we keep on watching. Jeez.
It's called people watching, right?
I can't turn the channel. I keep on staying on the same channel.
I love people watching. It's my favorite things to do. Sit there and just watch what's going on, right?
Yeah, it's really cool when you watch it, when you watch life through a neutral position. It's really fascinating. So there's an exercise this one teacher invites people to do, and he'll have you close your eyes and imagine you just arrived on Earth. You just got here. You have no past at all. Everything is completely new to you. You don't know the names of things, like that's a bush and that's a bird. You don't know anything. And you just got here. What is that experience like? And that's really in the workbook what we're invited to do about not placing meaning on things, and just be a witness. The experience changes when you have when you don't have a past about it.
But Jevon, you're muted.
Stranger. There's a book called A Stranger in a Strange Land, and it's a fiction about a boy who grows up on Mars, and comes back and experiences Earth for the first time. It's a cool story.
The wonder, and really, when we get here, we come into this form as babies. That's the wonder, and the brain is in theta state, which is the state of hypnosis. And so it's taking in everything they see and they hear. And then we tell them what things mean. That's a tree and that's a horse. And we're programming that mind. But when it got here, it was just the innocent mind, not knowing. And then you notice with children, they're so curious. What's that? What does it feel like? What does it taste like? I put it in my mouth. Everything goes in the mouth so that they can have an experience of it and feel it and hear it. And because their brain is not desensitized like ours are, everything is so exciting. You can clap your hands in front of a baby and they laugh hysterically. Everything is so exciting. So what if, and then Jesus said, unless you become like a little child, you cannot enter the kingdom of heaven. So unless we become innocent and curious and full of wonder, we aren't going to be able to, if we have our judgments and I already know shit, then all the wonder is gone. The curiosity is gone. So.
We whenever we come home, we see our dog Kobe, our new little puppy, and then everybody, when they see the puppy, we always go, hello buddy, oh my gosh, I love you. And it, like, they'll get on the ground and the dog crawls over it, and we were thinking, well, what if we just did that to each other? Wouldn't that be wonderful? to come home, be like, hello, I love you. And so we were actually doing that just for fun.
How cute. That's awesome.
It's a wonderful experience to have someone be like, oh my gosh, hello. Oh my gosh, I love you. Oh my gosh, hello, but hello. And I'm like, oh, thank you. Oh, and we kind of do that already with babies. Like if it's a baby and I'm going, to a baby, it's socially acceptable, and I get to experience it, and it's actually fun. I love it. I'm feeling this joy. The baby laughs. It's a lot of fun. But if I go up to a stranger and I'm like, "Hey, buddy," that's not acceptable. Why? Because we have these social constructs and these predetermined agreements that we've made that you got to be a little bit miserable to be in the world. Just a little bit all the time. That's acceptable.
You know, this whole seeing things neutral, having the don't know mind, basically, right? That's
Yeah.
probably why people like to travel, and then why people also like doing things like bufo, where you
Yeah.
just like lose your identity completely and your history
Yeah.
completely.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, it is quite a relief, I guess, when you come back, but you just feel so much lighter, right?
Yeah.
It takes a while for all of it to come back.
Have you done that?
Yes, it was wild.
Yeah. That's the strongest hallucinogenic we have.
Mhm.
And God put it in a frog or a toad.
Mhm.
God hid it in a toad. That's so awesome. See how long it takes him to find this.
The frog to the prince story.
Yeah. 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 It's pretty incredible.
It is, yeah.
That's fun. Well, that's good.
How
Well,
easy it is to forget that we don't know.
it is very easy to forget. I don't know.
Well, because the ego bases its security on the belief that it knows.
Oh yeah.
Give knowledge. There you go.
And so if you acknowledge that you don't know, and we really don't, no matter what illusion we're living in, if you acknowledge that, then the fear of the unknown rises, and that's the invitation to trust. So fear is always the invitation to trust, to merge
And the
within.
screaming though, it's like that was clearly a not loving thing to do. Like to flip out on a classmate, accusing them of being racist.
Or it was the best thing for them to do because it was the teacher, because that's what that student required. Who knows were you the student?
No.
Well, who knows where that takes the student? You know, that experience, that one experience, where that landed, what that pushed up in them, you know, like Jevon was saying about in the beginning about that teacher, my beginning, 620. Yeah, when you start seeing that under his teaching or under God's guidance, all relationships become a lesson in love. Every one of them. From the most horrific, I had a girl in my class yesterday. I have a women's group that meets here. And she's been coming probably she's been here probably 6 times and she's never said a word. She's as quiet as a church mouse. It's sweet. And yesterday she was like, you guys, I don't relate to anything that goes on here. We've all had children. We talk about that. We're all married. She is in a relationship, but she is atheist. I'm having a spiritual class and she keeps coming to this spiritual class. And what she told us yesterday was that she had a really cruel mother, and her father tried to kill her at the age of 3. And so she has never trusted anyone. She said, I've never had a friend. She's 70 years old now. She said, I've never had a friend. I've never trusted anyone. I believe that if I were to open up and have a friendship, I would lose it anyway. I mean, all of this conditioning that went into her childhood and formed her world. Now, I had a similar experience in what she was relating to as uh, non-attachment, that she's never been able to attach to a human or an animal or anything. And I've had a similar experience, except mine, uh, the trajectory I went on as a result of my teachers, which were my parents, was very different. It actually drove me into love. And her teachers drove her away from humans of any kind. So but we're both on the path that we require. We required the teachers that we have. And some would say we chose them even before we came here. Not just our parents, but every teacher we would have, we chose before we came here, because our soul is on a mission, if you believe in that. And everything that is in our world, that we create in our world, is leading us in that direction to the fulfillment of what we're here for.
Amen. And we don't know. We just don't know what's happening. We don't know why it's happening. We don't have the information. There's this kid story called the light, the candles, and I forget what it's called, but it's about the angel and the candle. I think I thought I got it from you, Denise, but it's about these two angels that want to come to Earth, and the one angel wants to experience forgiveness. And the angel's like, oh, I want to experience forgiveness. That would be so fun. Forgiveness? That sounds wonderful. And God's like, sorry, you can't experience forgiveness because you have to have something to forgive. And that's just not possible. You have to go to Earth for that. And okay, I'll do that. And then God's like, sorry, you still can't do it because, you don't have anybody that wants to do something to you that is worthy of forgiveness. And the angel's like, oh, that's so sad. I can't have forgiveness. And then the other angel says, I'll do that for you. And the first angel says, thank you so much. Oh my gosh, that you would do that for me. And the other angel says, I will, I love you. And then the second angel says, but angel and God, I forget how it works. But the end of the book basically is, but you have to remember that the angel that comes that gives you the opportunity to experience forgiveness, they're going to forget. So you have to remember that they're an angel here to love you. Remember that they're your friend. They're an angel here to love you. And that's the gist of it. They came here so that we can have this experience. And the assholes of the world, the attackers, they're playing a role that they paid a huge price to pay to be in that experience, to give you your experience. They paid a huge price because they love you.
Yeah. It's very sacrificial.
It's a different perspective for sure.
It is. And I'm an advocate of having perspectives that support my life instead of limit it.
Yeah.
And so these just allow these different perspectives, whether they're true or not. They allow us to have a different experience, or a happier dream, or a better experience with this idea of love. So why not?
What is the name of that thing? I'll have to remember. I don't know. All right. Well, are we good?
I'm great. I'm actually perfect. I am. What about y'all?
You're glowing today, Denise. You're,
Oh, sweet. Thank
Unfortunately,
you.
so Jevon. There we
Thank
go.
you.
you have that energetic glow about you. Yes.
Mm.
Love it.
I'm all right. I'll catch up.
Sue has it built in as well. So I told Sue, told Sue she had hers. I have to tell you, you have yours too. And Jevon, he already knows how I feel about him.
Well, you should feel guilty. That Catholic faith is serving you well.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, every day. Every day. So I really enjoyed being here with you guys. So thank you so much
Like-
for allowing me to
Oh,
be
me
here.
too.
Yeah.
All right,
Love you
y'all. Have a
guys.
wonderful
Have a good
day.
weekend.
Oh,
Have a
what?
good day. Have a good day and good weekend.
Thank
Bye.
you. Bye.
Bye.